Now let's talk more in detail about the discount group type quota. It is very important that quota is the volume of free service that is renewed periodically. So, for example, if the following promotion is offered for the first 3 months, the quota of 200 minutes to Spain may be free, and then after 3 months, the customer is charged $9.99 for the monthly subscription. So, as we have already said, quota is renewed at a set time interval. On our web interface here, we have different threshold counters, but the monthly renewal of the quota is very popular because it coincides with the monthly billing period, which is very often used. Yeah, it's like when you pay a fixed amount for your monthly 10 gigs or 20 gigs of mobile data. Could offer, of course, a daily quota for a monthly subscription fee. For example, we could offer 15 minutes to Spain daily for $9.99 a month, or 180 minutes monthly for $9.99 a month. At first glance, 450 minutes a month seems like a lot more than 180 minutes. But actually, this first option may be more beneficial for the operator, since most customers will not use up all their daily allowed quota. Sometimes the customer would not use up all the quota, and sometimes the quota would run out. When the amount of service allocated in the quota ends, the billing is carried out at a regular rate defined in the tariff, which is price here. In case of some services, such as internet, the access to the service is often simply blocked, or the speed may be limited. This depends on the provider. In case an unused volume of service exists, it can be either transferred to the next period or lost. This also depends on the settings chosen by the provider. It is also worth mentioning that in order to make any changes in our volume discount plan or volume discount group settings, uh, our volume discount plan must not be assigned to any product or customer yet. And it only makes sense. Otherwise, there would be billing errors. For the sake of the example, let's say there were no such restrictions. So let's say we assigned a 200 minutes free calls quota to our customer. And after the customer used the first 100 minutes, we removed the quota. Therefore, the remaining 100 minutes were charged at 3 cents a minute, according to the rate set in the tariff. Our customer would be really confused. They would be expecting 200 free minutes, but they would get only 100. Now let's go over the parameters that we need to set to create our volume discount group type quota. As with destination groups, volume discount groups, they cannot be created by themselves. First, a volume discount plan must be created, and only then volume discount groups become available. Okay, a volume discount plan will always be in the draft status until we create and save at least one volume discount group. So we have already chosen our type, volume discount group type quota. Next, we need to choose our service. In this example, we will choose voice calls. And then next, we have two metrics, money spent or service used. The volume of service used is clear, 200 minutes, 300 minutes, for example, and money spent as if the calls were charged using the tariff. Okay, so let's have a look at the following example. We can both give a quota in minutes and in a monetary amount. If we specify a quota in minutes, Then this will be beneficial when we want to give a discount on something homogeneous, for example, calls to EU landlines. The average price of calls to different EU countries is approximately the same. If we included mobile numbers here, it would be a little less beneficial for the telecom operator, but not significantly. On the other hand, if we wanted to offer a quota for Latin America, the price of calls to different countries will differ significantly because, for example, calls to mobile numbers in Argentina are much more expensive than calls to other destinations in South America. In this case, in order to keep our benefits, we could offer a $20 credit to use for calls to South America. We could charge $9.99 for this, for example. And this offer would be interesting both for those who often call their family in Argentina. They would still get about 2 hours of conversation at a bargain price, and it would be just as interesting for those who want to call Brazil for hours and hours on landline. Yeah, they will be able to talk for 20 hours straight, for example. So, but this way, the operator would not lose money. Quota is similar to the account balance of a prepaid account, but the difference lies in the fact that this money, this credit that we're giving, it can only be spent on calls to certain destinations, to the destinations included in the destination group that we have indicated when we created our volume discount group. And this money will not be deduced from the customer's balance. It will be deduced from this dedicated balance in the volume discount group. For our example, let's choose service used in minutes, set the destination group Spain for this quota. Let's click save. And now we can edit our volume discount group type quota. So first of all, we need to set our thresholds. In the first place, let's change our threshold unless we want to keep it unlimited for a reason. For example, 200 minutes quota. Let's click save and go to advanced configuration and see what else we can set here. Do you remember when I said that unused quota can either be lost or transferred to the next period? This is where it's configured. So if we want to allow the units transfer to the next period, allow rollovers, we activate this toggle and choose how many rollovers we want. 1, 2, or 3. But let's say 1. Let's click save, and now our quota is ready. In our example just now, we have set a 200-minute quota to Spain. But what about this unlimited quota? When such a threshold may be beneficial? Let's say that right now we are offering 500 minutes to Spain for $15.99 a month, and that we are also watching the threshold closely. If we observe that the customers, when they approach the threshold of 450 minutes, for example, make the rest of the minutes last, then we can come to them with an offer of an unlimited quota for $19.99 a month. Due to the fact that some end users will call more and some less, this offer will generate income for the operator nonetheless. And then, of course, there is the fair usage policy in the small print of the contract that protects the service provider. If a customer used 1,000 minutes of calls for several months in a row, he might have opened a call center, and then we need to apply additional charges. This violates the fair usage policy.